The latest news, national issues, the political scene, and conversations with prominent personalities. All these firsthand at the forefront. Good morning. I am Attorney Karen Jimeno. Metro Manila has the most number of celebrity politikos running for various elective positions this 2025 elections. We'll have two celebrated actors today. One is running for Vice Mayor of Makati City, and the other is vying for a seat as Mayor of Manila. Will their celebrity status carry them to victory next year? Live at the BNC studio is former Congressman of the 1st District of Makati City and now running for Vice Mayor of Makati, Monsour Del Rosario. Good morning, Congressman Monsour.
Good morning, Attorney Karen. Nice introduction. Will the celebrity status propel them to win the election?
Yeah, we'll see. And of course, we want to get to know you better and your platforms.
Sure.
So to start things light, we'll be showing photos in the LED screen.
Okay.
And because they all relate to you,
Okay.
give us your thoughts.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start with this picture. So this is the city of Bacolod. And we heard that you grew up in a hacienda.
Well,
Is that
yeah,
true?
kinda. In Barangay Granada, where the family's properties were really vastly controlled by the family. And so I spent a lot of time in the farm growing up as a kid, playing with, siyempre, yung mga kasama namin sa farm, yung mga bata dun. You know, that's where I learned how to play basketball and all those games na mga pikyaw and tumba pates and all those Ilonggo games and all the going to the river, you know, probinsyang buhay.
Your roots are talagang
Probinsyano
in
talaga ako.
Oo,
I mean,
Ilonggo.
I just stayed long na here kasi in Makati since 1977. But every time may vacation kami, talagang umuwi ako sa probinsya. And I still have a lot of childhood friends that are there.
And we heard that you were bullied in school at some point. Is that true? Parang ang hirap ma-imagine because now we see you as an athlete. So
Yeah,
parang hindi
well,
kayong type na mabubully pag bata.
Well, hindi. Kasi maliit akong bata, payat, at yung mga kaklase ko, medyo mas malaki sa akin. And yung experiences ko being bullied and the Bruce Lee movies is what got me interested to the world of martial arts. As soon as I saw Bruce Lee in The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, wala na-obsess na ako sa martial arts.
Okay.
Yan
Sige,
na yung-
we'll
yan na
get
yung
to that
pangarap ko.
later. We want to find out why you ended up going to be an athlete in Taekwondo. Let's look at the next picture. This is Forbes Park.
That's my grandmother's. She lived there, and my grandfather, from 1961, they were already living there. And
Why did you end up living with your lola?
because my parents, yung mga magulang ko sa Negros Occidental, asked me if I wanted to study high school in Manila. Of course, I was hesitant because, first of all, I can't speak Tagalog back then.
Ilonggo yung language mo talaga.
Gagatiko, dila ako maghambal ko Tagalog kay hindi ko kabalo maghambal Tagalog. So gasakit ang dila ako maghambal Tagalog. So they said, you have to take the challenge and learn and you have better education in Manila. So I ended up studying in Colegio San Agustin in Makati, which is very near where my grandmother and grandfather lives. So that was my first introduction to Makati City, 1977.
Did it come as a big change? Because coming from, as you said kanina, probinsya talaga. And then suddenly you were living in the most affluent subdivision in the Philippines.
Medyo na-shock ako. Kasi nagulat ako na ang lalaki ng building and they were not as big as the buildings now, no? Ang laki ng mga sinihan, ang linis, and then siyempre, yung mga girls sa school, mas maganda, nakikita ko. Sabi ko, wow, walang mga mistisa masyado sa probinsya namin. And then, ang sports, ang dami mong choices na pwedeng gawin. Limited lang kasi sa amin noon. So, yeah, and then yung mga tao, parang iba yung mga forma nila, iba yung mga asta nila. So, I said, oh, I have to learn how to fit in here. So, it
And
took a
you
while.
were able to adjust naman.
Yeah, it took a while, yeah. After maybe a few years, I was able to adjust to how, especially Makati people were.
And let's look at the next picture.
Oh, Uncle Albert. Oh my God.
So you are related to former DFA Secretary Albert Del
Yeah,
Rosario.
he's-
Was he the first person to go into public service?
Yes, in our family, well, wow, I kind of got sentimental. He's very close to me. His children are very close to me. His father and my grandfather are brothers. And we have always looked up to him and respected him a lot. He's very intelligent, and the way he carries himself is like a true gentleman, I mean, he did a lot for the Philippines too.
And why did you not go into foreign service?
Yeah, well, no, his upbringing was different from mine. His experiences were different from mine. And, well, my dream was to be Bruce Lee. That was my dream, my childhood dream.
So
and I don't know how many people can say they lived their childhood dream. Like when I was
Yes,
10
that's
years
true.
old, I said, paglaki ko, I want to be Bruce Lee.
And that's related to our next picture. So this is you in the
Oh.
Seoul Olympics.
No,
So-
this is, no, not Olympics. This is
No.
the World Championships.
World
This is
Championships.
the 1985 7th World Taekwondo Championships when Taekwondo was painful. There was no headgear, no shin guard, no arm guard, no mouth guard, no rubber mats, no electronic armor. It's old school Taekwondo. People were getting knocked out. People were losing their teeth, broken bones. This was the toughest tournament I ever entered, and it was in Korea.
And
I was.
Did you win?
Yes, I won.
Oh,
I was
wow.
the first Filipino student of Grandmaster Sun Chun Hong, the father of Philippine Taekwondo, to be able to get a medal at the World Championships, and the second Filipino to win it.
Wow. And after this, you ended up going to the Olympics
Yes,
as well
yes.
in 1988.
Yes, but prior to the Olympics, I won the Asian Games, the first Filipino to win the Asian Games. And then I was one of the first two Filipinos to win the Southeast Asian Games and become Southeast Asian champion. And then one of the first two Filipinos to qualify and fight in the Olympic Games in the 1988 Seoul Olympics.
Very
Yeah, wow.
impressive. And how did your
Wow, good
family
background.
support you
Well,
on this? Because it looks like you have family that's in business for
Didn't-
many generations, and then someone that, very, very private.
Yeah,
And
they didn't like the idea. They didn't like the idea that I'd become an actor. They didn't like the idea of me getting into sports and wanting to be a national combat sport athlete and represent the country. They were all very hesitant with what I wanted to do. But eventually, my mother and my stepfather, they really supported me. Of course, my siblings were my biggest cheering squad. Some of my friends were also hesitant because sinasabi nila, walang Pilipino na nanalo dyan. Combat sport yan. Third world country lang tayo. Tapos lalabanan mo yung Korea, tapos yung ibang bansa. Sira ulo ka, magugulpi ka dyan. Well, nagulpi ako. Na-knockout ako. Nabasag ilong ko dalawang
my
beses.
goodness.
Nabasag yung ribs ko. So, ang dami kong gerang naranasan sa ring na masakit. But
And the trainer you had was in the Philippines.
he was a Grandmaster Hong and Grandmaster Kim Yung-ju and a few other, Han Kyu-sang, Grandmaster Han Kyu-sang. We had Korean trainers, and every summer we would be sent to Korea from, let's say, pag walang pasok kasi bakasyon, kaysa nag-enjoy ka, sacrifice ka.
training, yeah.
If you want to be champion, eat, sleep, train, study. Yun lang buhay ko noon. Wala akong masyadong social life. Kaya medyo ang laking discipline mong kailangan para ma-achieve yung pangarap mo. And pangarap ko was to be the first Filipino Olympic Taekwondo fighter of the country.
And the cost, your parents were
Well, they
okay
were-
with supporting the cost of all of that.
Yeah, sort of. Medyo sabi lang nila na, ano future mo dito? wala kang mapapala rito kasi taekwondo at that time wasn't known. That's why I was asked by the president of the World Taekwondo Federation, Dr. Un Yung Kim, and the leaders of the Grandmasters of Korea to join the movie industry, to use my taekwondo skills, to showcase my skills on the movies so that young Filipinos would watch it, get inspired, get motivated, and hopefully pick up the combat sport.
In the same way you were inspired by
Bruce Lee. So I'm very happy and very proud to say that back in the day, it was only 500,000 kids doing taekwondo. Now it's 10 million kids in the Philippines doing
Big
taekwondo.
number. And speaking of movies, let's look at the next picture.
Oh.
This is you, Enteng the Dragon.
It's-
So, was it Dolphy that influenced you to go into showbiz?
Yeah, si Tito Dolphy kasi yung mga anak niya, kaklase ko si Ronnie Quezon sa Lasal and si Eric Quezon naman, kaklase ng sister ko sa Ateneo. And kaibigan ko sila. And yeah, it was him who convinced me and asked me na I'm doing a spoof of Enter the Dragon. I'm looking for a new talent, a martial artist that's good looking and you know, tall and has the movie charisma, you know.
And what was it like facing the cameras?
And
From being an athlete?
It was
and then-
nerve-wracking for me because unang-una, hindi ako marunong mag-Tagalog noon.
Pa rin.
Oo, hindi talaga ako marunong. Tapos, Bisaya, Ilonggo, yun. Kung ang pelikula, Ilonggo, nag-best actor na ko, hapus-hapus, magkatagline. Pero kung mag-Tagalog, budlay-budlay. So, hirap na hirap ako. Tapos, acting-wise, I have no acting experience. I could fight, I could do the stunts, I could do the fight choreography. But I had to go through workshops, I had to do stage plays, I had to do so many things to be able to learn.
And then memorize your script, which is in Tagalog.
Yeah, wow, that was really so hard. But ngayon, wala nang problema. After so many years of doing it, you know, hindi na ako nahirapan.
Wow, but the things you had to go through, just to enter.
Yeah, just to achieve the goals that they put me out to achieve. Yeah.
And let's look at the last picture. This is
Oh,
Makati
boy.
City Hall. So
My
I think
office
this is
before.
closer to where you are going now and where you are now in your career. So you lost in the 2000 elections, but won in your next two attempts for a council seat in Makati. And also you became a congressman of Makati.
Yes.
So who influenced you to go into politics?
I'd say my father-in-law. He's the one who really kind of like told me, why don't you give it a shot? You know, I mean, he's the one who like said, I mean, there are other celebrities who are doing it, and I know you're better than them. I know you're smarter than them.
Who is your father-in-law? Is he also in politics?
Well, yeah. Well, he's not. Well, he kinda is, but kinda not. He's always been part of the political world. So his name is Jimmy Zapanta. So he's very supportive of me, and of course my wife, his daughter Joy, my wife. They're both very supportive of me, and I was like kind of hesitant, but like kind of half my. But every time I see my kids and I see the youth, it's kind of like I can't go out of this world and not contribute and try to make a better change for their life to be better.
And
So,
at that time, since you already won as congressman, why did you not finish 3 terms as congressman instead
question,
of
Karen.
running for a local position? Because
Good question.
napaka-entrenched ng
you know,
mayor sa Makati.
Yes, a lot of people in Congress, my friends in Congress, were all telling me, why are you stepping down? Why don't you continue? It doesn't matter who you go up against. Just, you're here, you're doing a good job. But, you know, honestly, no one's asked me this. This is the first time I'm going to talk about it. Because of my respects and, how would I say, to the one who took my position, when Vice President Jojo Binay said he was going to run in my district as congressman, because of my respects for him, I stepped down. And I said, sir, I'm not going to challenge you. I'm going to support you. A lot of people were saying I'm crazy. I could have gone up against him and all that. But I don't know what his motives were before. I just said, I'm not going to go up against you. I'll step back and I'll support you. But sadly, he didn't make it. It's my opponent now for Vice Mayor of Makati that beat him. So it's ironic that him and his daughter chose me to be the Vice Mayor of, can I mention her name?
Of course,
Senator
yes.
Nancy Binay. They chose me to be Nancy Binay chose me to be her Vice Mayor to purposely go up against him, to the guy who beat his father, her father.
This is
So
Kid Peña.
yeah.
Okay.
So he's my opponent in this coming election. Him and his partner, the mayor, the brother-in-law of Senator Nancy. So it's both of them versus the Nancy Monsour tandem.
And now let's talk politics. Why did you decide to be former Senator, Nancy Binay, Senator Nancy Binay's running mate, considering it is a bit of a delicate situation because she's running against her brother-in-law. And now, of course, you're also running against someone that you also have a history with politically. So why choose Senator Nancy Binay as your running mate?
Well, Attorney Karen, people were saying that I'm crazy to accept and crazy to fight for Makati people, to represent Makati as their vice mayor, because my opponent, they consider him as like a living legend in Makati politics. But basing on my track record as a congressman, as a councilor, the services that I've given, I didn't do any misdoing. And when I go now in the streets and talk, these past 2 months I've been talking to so many of them, they want me to resurrect that kind of service that I offered and gave them before. And to think when I was offering those services and was giving those services, the administration of the City Hall was against me. But in spite of that, I was still able to deliver. And now they're all saying, we want you to win, we wish you can come back, take care of us. So let's see if the voices of the people can be heard through me and through Senator Nancy Binay. Senator Nancy Binay, when I got to talk to her about being her partner, of course, I was kind of hesitant because it wasn't part of my plan. I kind of wanted to go back to Congress, but she needed somebody that she could trust, somebody she could depend on, someone who has good track record and knows that could perform. So when I was congressman, modesty aside, I did 292 bills. Okay?
You authored.
Yeah.
Wow.
292 bills in 3 years and resolutions. And I passed a law called the Telecommuting Act. That law was purposely to kind of fix the traffic problems in Makati and probably in the entire country.
And this was even before COVID.
This
You were
was before
already
COVID, yeah.
thinking of allowing people to work from home.
From home. And kaya nabansagan ako ng ama ng work from home law. And COVID hit, that law of mine helped Filipino people survive, earn money, take care of their families because of the law I passed. And all this I did for Makati City. Now, and during my services, when the services I gave, they would say, it's so different from the congressman that's sitting now. They said, the way you took care of the senior citizens, the sick, they all kind of miss it. So
But these are completely different mandates. Like as a congressman, it's
Yeah,
lawmaking,
yeah,
and
yeah,
now you're
yeah.
gonna go into
that's why I was
local
hesitant.
government na talagang execution lagi.
Yeah,
Oo.
I was kind of hesitant to do the vice mayor thing, but Senator Nancy said, I really need you to be here with me. I mean, and you know, her husband's also a good friend of mine, a fellow golfer.
Yes.
And I'm very close to her campaign manager, who's also a golfer, because I also play a lot of golf. So I kind of like, I asked my wife, because I don't want to fight with her. I said, let's sit down with them, because she said she preferred me in Congress. But eventually, after several meetings, we ended up agreeing to be her partner and then to be in tandem with her. And so far, it's been really great. I'm hats off to her, the way she's taking care of the team, of us.
So it's been a
Yeah.
really good fit.
Yeah.
And later, Monsour will want to hear more about your platform
Plenty, yeah.
of government.
Sure.
But up next is a celebrity who also started his acting career through action movies. And he's vying for being mayor of Manila. Let's get to know Raymond Bagatsing when At the Forefront returns after a short break. Welcome back at the Forefront. And now we have a multi-awarded actor running for Mayor of Manila, Mr. Raymond Bagatsing. Good morning, Raymond.
Good morning, Attorney Karen. Thank you for having me here.
And so we'll also want to get to know you better by showing pictures that are related to you and just give us a brief description.
Okay.
So let's start with the first picture. And this is your father,
My grandfather.
your grandfather. He's the former mayor of Manila.
Yes, from 1970 up to 1986.
So can you give us an idea as to your fondest memory of your lolo and how he has affected you or influenced you?
Well, right now, off the bat, ang pumapasok sa isipan ko, yung memory ko na nandun ako sa kanyang opisina sa Ledesma Building sa Manila. And we were about siguro 8 years old, tatlo kami magpipinsan. And for some reason, puno na yung mga chairs sa kanyang opisina. So we just wanted to see our grandfather. But when we sat on this box, we all fell inside the box. Wala pa lang laman yung box. So that stays in my memory. And influence is such a great influence in our lives. Everybody in the family looks up to Mayor Raymond Bagatsing. He's the incorruptible. He is the haligi ng Maynila.
So
We always aspire to be even an iota of who he was as a man.
And let's look at the next picture. This is Melbourne, Australia. So we heard that you spent a lot of time here growing up.
Yes, I did. I studied there for a while. I did.
Why Australia? Of
My mother
all
was
places?
there. She lived there. She's been there maybe for about more than 40 years or so. My fondest memory is of Australia and Melbourne, yeah.
And you still maintain friends there? Do you still go back to Australia a lot?
Yes, I'm there like 3 to 4 times a year. Australia is
wow.
always going to be part of my life. Australia is going to be always an inspiration to me of how Manila can be.
And what's your favorite memory in Melbourne? Because you also spent your teenage years there.
Melbourne taught me a lot about life because when I grew up there, I only lived there with my mother. Hindi naman kilala ang Bagatsing doon. And my mother is a simple woman, and her family is from Nueva Ecija, mga farmers lang sila. So she strived her best to give me a better life. She would do 3 jobs kasi naghiwalay sila ng father ko when I was 5 years old. And it's very important for me, very critical point in my life because that's where I matured. I became me. At the time in school, may mga racism pa eh. I was very dark as a kid. I guess you'll see that later sa mga photos ko. Ang itim ko. And so, for some reason, ayaw nila yung maitim. Maybe I look like an aborigine or of some sort. But I learned to fight for my right as a young Filipino boy. Until later on, I would say it was pretty rough kasi I learned to speak up and take action. Not only as a boy but also as a Filipino because medyo hindi maganda ang reputation ng mga Filipino nung araw. During the 80s, ang tingin nila sa mga babae, mga Filipina ay mga mail-to-order brides, mga kapenpal. So pagdating doon, medyo naapi sila, alipusta. And there would be times I would be in public places, hindi maganda ang tingin ng mga ibang Australiano sa mother ko. And I had this resentment for those who don't understand what Filipino stands for. You know, we work hard, we strive hard, we're very family-oriented, and we fight hard in order to survive.
So you really matured a lot when you were living abroad. And the next picture also relates to your time abroad. And this is in LA. So you eventually moved to LA?
I did. I was there to pursue my, first and foremost, during that time, I stayed there for about 5 years. The reason being was that I didn't want to be just in the world of show business or local show business. I don't know, at that time, I got into deep meditation, that practice. And it led me to say, I need to go. I need to find myself. Feeling ko parang ang dami kong ego dito sa Pilipinas dahil may pangalang Bagatsing, tapos artista ka. Parang, I don't know why, but I said to my mother, I'm leaving at the height of my career. And when I was there, syempre maraming contemplation, maraming pagdinilay-nilay. I also tried to get into to Hollywood. Yeah.
And what was that like? Did you make any progress?
I did. After a while, actually. People always tell me, they will always dissuade me from Hollywood because the name Hollywood masyadong parang out of reach. But when I was there, I realized that if you're confident enough and you know what you're doing, and you have the capacity to meet the levels of the Hollywood directors and producers, that ang Pilipino ay kumbaga we can be competitive with what the quality of Hollywood is asking for.
So were you able to do any movies
I
or
did.
shows in Hollywood?
Yes, Attorney Karen, I was able to do a couple of international short films. I also did quite a bit of auditions. And usually, sabi nila, puro rejection yan, puro rejection. But I am proud to say, that my very first audition, I almost made it to the television show, How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, that's a great show.
Yes, dalawang na lang kami pinagpipilian. And
It was you and sino yung isa pang...
well, the role kasi, the character that I had to play was, I was supposed to be a Pakistani neurosurgeon.
What is your lahi nga, Raymond? You look very mixed.
Yes, we're actually Punjabis from Punjab, India.
Oh, so you really have a mix of Indian.
Yes, so that's the beautiful story of my grandfather, because my grandfather, his father, came from Punjab, India. We're actually Singhs, no? Baghat, Singh, they're two words.
Oh, that's why.
Tas may mga H yun.
Tagalog surname talaga. It's
Tinanggal
two.
na yung mga H, kinabit na lang nila yung Bagatsing. So naging Bagatsing, so parang Tagalog na siya.
Okay.
So from India, nag-dock siya sa Bacolod, and he married an Ilongga woman.
Oh, interesting. Oh, at least you have a common thread with Monsour.
Yes,
Pareho
my friend
pala kayo
Monsour Del
Ilonggo.
Rosario, yeah.
Okay, let's look at the next picture. And this is your first movie, Sanib.
It wasn't actually my first movie.
It's not?
No,
okay,
no, no.
so wrong information from
I'm
our
sorry,
researchers
yeah.
here. But what was your first movie?
My first movie was, it was Sergeant Clarin, Bala para sa Ulo Mo. I think I was 15 years old with Max Laurel, who played Zuma before. I don't know, medyo matagal na yun. And it was first day, last day, so I got to speak a few lines and do a few kicks, martial arts, and then they killed me straight away.
So by the time you were doing Sanib, were you already have appeared in a lot of movies? You were more of a seasoned actor at this time?
Seasoned, I knew enough, siguro. Siguro, I don't think you can really be a seasoned actor because a true actor keeps learning. Eh. Kung hindi, you have no more room for growth if you think you know everything already.
Okay, so it's always a constant learning.
Yes, but I knew enough in order to be
process.
part of that
Yeah.
that film, Sanib, yes.
And let's look at the next picture. So these are your siblings, RK and Monina?
Yes, my adorable brother and adorable sister. Yes, that's RK Bagatsing and Monina
But
Bagatsing.
for them, they also look a bit different. So you have, for you have Indian blood.
Yes, and so do they, I hope.
Yeah. See, RK looks more chinito. You have Chinese blood as well?
Oh, I do. My mother, actually. My mother
okay.
does. She looks like Lucille Yu, actually.
Your mom. I'm
Yes.
very intrigued. I wish we
Yes.
had a photo of her
Mga
here.
Chinita from Nueva Ecija.
And among your siblings, no one went into showbiz or politics?
I did. No, actually, si RK is with ABS-CBN. She's a contract star, and he does television and movies. He's a very good actor. And you have Monina, who before she resided in the U.S., she was also an actress, a very good actress.
So who influenced you and your siblings to go into show business?
That's my father. During the time of the martial law, he was the son of the mayor, si Raymond Bagatsing Jr., and he loves entertainment, and he loves Elvis Presley, and he loves to play the guitar, and he sings well, and he acts. So he had director friends, yan, tapos kaibigan niya sila George Estragan, sila Dolphy, sila Dante Barona at that time. So he was actually given lead roles agad. He was doing lead roles, but he focused, pag wala na yun, it became a hobby, and he went back to being a businessman. Also, he ran for what do you call this, assemblyman at one point in Pasay City.
Did he end up going into politics and becoming assemblyman?
No, he wasn't lucky enough.
So he really inspired you and your siblings to go into show business?
He didn't really, he did inspire us, actually. He did inspire us because we'd see him on the screen. Eh. Bata pa kami, pag nakita mo siya sa screen, oh, father ko yan. And, you know, for some reason, I believe in destiny, Attorney Karen. I believe in the right timing. And as a teenager, parang nangyari lang yun. My father says, oh, you came from Australia and you've been here for 6 months and you're not studying. Kasi supposedly, I'm just gonna stay there for a little while. But I extended. Sabi niya, mag-aral ka. But sabi niya, habang wala kang ginagawang course, may mga kaibigan akong direktor. Subukan natin kung makapasok ka. And then yung first day, last day. And for some reason, it just flowed. So it was
Tuloy-tuloy
destiny,
na. Yes.
parang destiny.
So let's talk about politics. Why did you decide to run for Mayor of Manila? Medyo masikip na yung laban doon. You have Mayor Hani Lacuna, who's the incumbent, and then you have Mayor Isko returning to that post. Why Mayor of Manila?
I also asked the same question, why Mayor of Manila? Because I did not plan for it. Hindi ako ambisyoso for politics. It's not something that I wanted. I was around 25, 26, kinukuha na ako ni Mayor Lim and Mayor Estrada for councilor because advisor nila, my uncle, si Atty. Ray Bagatsing. And I said no. I said, maybe this is not the path I want to take. Maybe, sabi ko noon, I have a heart, I have a very soft heart. I have a sentimental heart. That's probably why I was led to being an actor. Lahat ng tumakbo ko actually last election for vice mayor. Hindi ko rin pinili yun. We'll get to the mayor later, but for some reason, meron kasi akong group of people who dedicate their life to helping the nation. This is called Ang Kasama, ang Katipunan ng Samahang Maharlika. Now, kung ano man ang kailangan, like sa mga relief, whatever, mga disasters, tapos if we can gather money from our own pockets and also makukuha kami ng mga fundraising to put up mga daycare centers, marami na rin kami nakita yung mga daycare centers sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas. Ang pinagkaiba lang sa daycare center namin ay ang basis niyan ay neo-humanism. Now, neo-humanism means new human beings. What is that? You have education, but at the same time, they teach you well-being at the early onset. Not religion, but well-being. Ang basis ng daycare center na yon is to teach these kids very early on how to meditate, quiet time, and yoga. And I was also supporting a school in Nagcarlan, Laguna, actually kinder prep, and I would pay the teachers. This was run by an Indian monk, kasi this came from our organization, yung mga monks from all over the world, may mga Filipino monks din. And if you see the eyes of these children, they're supposedly, they grew up in remote places, in mountains. Usually, pag sinabi mong masa children, medyo malikot.
Yeah.
Pero nung mga graduation nila, pag nakita mo yung mata nila, just because of the yoga, the influence of yoga and meditation, has self-enhancement, a deep
So you've
spiritual
been able
journey.
to do this for children in Manila right now through your program?
I'm hoping. That's what I
And-
hope, Attorney Karen.
One of the heated issues right now in Manila when it comes to the 2025 elections is this really head-on conflict between Mayor Honey Lacuna and Mayor Isko.
Yes.
Objectively, whose side do you think is correct? Whose side would you be on between those two?
If I may, if I just add this, Attorney Karen, I know medyo lengthy answer ko, hindi ko nasagot kanina. But as Vice Mayor, yung ang kasama, mga people, they said, tumakbo ka ng Vice Mayor. Sabi ko, wala akong plano. Sabi ko, sige, kung makahanap niyo ako ng partido, we only had 1 month, nahanap nila ako. So I felt it was destiny. And then I ended up running with Attorney Alex Lopez. No? And we were with, of course, with the administration. Sa mayor, ganun din. Wala akong plano talaga. I'm happy enough to be a vice mayor.
So why did you end up running for mayor?
Because si Attorney Alex Lopez, hindi siya tumakbo.
Okay, so
And we
ikaw-
are Partido Federal Party of Manila. He is the chairman, I'm the co-chairman. So at the same time, si Manny Pacquiao, nililigawan nila, hindi rin tumakbo. Walang pupwesto. Wala silang magiging representative.
So you're
sa
the admin candidate of Partido
Yes,
Federal
lumapit
in
sila
Manila.
sa Yes, lumapit. Attorney Karen,
okay.
lumapit sila sa akin. It took me a month to say yes. It was not na, sige, tatakbo ko dahil gusto ko maging sikat, gusto ko maging mayor. I don't need that.
Yes. Well, you are already
Now,
famous as an actor. Yeah.
yes, thank you very much for saying so. Yes. But
Yeah.
I believe, as I said earlier, I believe in destiny. Panahon, pinag-isipan ko yan. At the onset of ilang days na lang, matapos na ang registration ng COC. Nililigawan pa nila ako. They're trying to make me see the light, why I should run. I said, wala naman tayong pondo. Hindi ko naman inambition yan. Pero sabi nila, kailangan ka ng
Yeah.
Maynila.
So
Kailangan
between
ka
the
ng
two,
Partido
do you
Federal
think,
ng Maynila.
Who would you side with in terms of,
Okay, we go back there.
yes, Mayor Honey and Mayor Isko?
I'd like to decide with me.
With yourself?
Yes,
So you're giving an
I
alternative.
respect both of them. They did what they can do, but I believe we can do something a little bit more or maybe more different than what they have done. I
Okay.
think the Filipino deserves something new, something revolutionizing.
So later, we'll want to hear more of your platforms for governance. So we'll have Raymond and Monsour together when At the Forefront returns after a short break.
Definitely, competition will be much, much stiffer because while we have the six, you have Maya Bank, we have Uno Digital Bank, Uno Bank, GoTime, Overseas Filipino Bank, and of course Maya. But of course, GCash is not a licensed digital bank player, and having to have another 4 of them by starting next year. will definitely, make the competition more exciting. But it boils down to one thing. It now gives the consumers, the Filipinos, more options. No? And I think the bottom line here is really on how to further promote inclusive digital finance.
Magandang araw, Pilipinas! Sa bawat issue may iba't ibang anggulo. Sa bawat storya may iba't ibang kwento.
Himayin natin ang bawat sulok at bawat kanto mula sa iba't ibang perspektibo na madaling maintindihan ng karaniwang mamamayan.
Every Saturday na mga magdadag to 11:30 a.m. Kaya huwag kayong papahuli mga kababayan. Manatiling may pakialam sa mga issue sa ating bansa kung kaya samahan niyo kami. Dito lang sa Politikos!
Hello and welcome to Follow the Money. I'm Rain Musngi. Join us as we explore the tools and insights you need to jumpstart your financial journey. The crypto market climbed over $800 billion. Tech giant Alibaba has announced plans to issue notes. Investors are anticipating a significant downward move for the cryptocurrency. Swift is adding a new chapter to her record-breaking year.
Follow the Money, 10:30 a.m.
Keep it here on BNC, the Billionaire News Channel. Always on top.
Magandang gabi, ako si Corina Sanchez Rojas.
Magandang gabi, ako po si Pinky Webb.
Simulan na natin ang agenda.
Nasa radyo na, mapapanood, mapapakinggan.
94.7 FM.
Nahaharap ngayon ang Estados Unidos sa isa na namang 4 na taong Trump presidency.
Death squad rin yan.
Binawi niya yung sinabi niya.
Ing masalimuot ang buwan ng Oktubre para sa ilang milyonaryo.
Sa bawat issue may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.
Welcome back at the forefront. And now we still have with us Monsour Del Rosario and Raymond Bagatsing. So just to have something very light and to get to know you both better, we'll give 2 choices and you'll have to pick one, but you don't need to explain. So very quickly, okay, we'll do fast pace. 1, candlelight dinner or road trip?
Road trip.
Monsour.
With your wife or with your siblings or with your friends?
Like qualified pa. With someone special.
A road trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dancing or singing? Oh, I guess this is for yourself.
Oh, dancing. I love to dance.
Dancing.
Yes.
Dancing also. Okay, sayang wala tayong time for a sample. TV or film? Raymond.
Oh, film.
Film.
Yes.
Film pareho. Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
Instagram.
Car or motorcycle?
I love motorcycles, but I crash so many times, so I'd choose the car na lang.
O hindi pa ba enough yung broken rib, broken nose?
No, I
from-
enjoyed
from
riding
taekwondo?
motorcycles. My brothers ride, but I might not be able to walk again if
Yeah.
I have another crash. So
Okay.
car na lang ako.
What about you, Raymond?
Oh, motorcycle. I have 3 motorcycles.
Oh, wow.
You haven't crashed?
No, luckily. Thank
Oh,
God, I haven't.
Oh,
Yes,
my
I crashed
goodness.
na kasi.
Boracay
Oh,
or
sorry to hear that.
Baguio?
Both.
Both?
But yeah, I enjoy both.
Okay, Raymond.
Boracay. I'm only discovering Baguio again, actually.
BBM or VP Sara?
Oh boy.
Only one. Kung kahit na konting lamang. Okay, Raymond.
I cannot say. It's very hard to say. Can I...
Can I answer that off the
BBM.
camera? Ako BBM din.
Okay. Well, you are Partido Federal, so you have a reason
Ako
for run.
BBM din.
Okay. Sinigang or adobo?
Sinigang.
Sinigang. Because I'm from Australia, sinigang.
Okay. So let's try to talk about your stand on political issues. Recently, there have been criticisms raised against government dole-outs, particularly by Congress. What is your stand on this, on AIX, AKAP, all of these programs that are considered ayuda?
Who first?
Well, for me, okay naman ang ayuda. Pero it shouldn't be used by candidates because it is really from the government. And of course, I always believe in long-term solution. Kailangan pamatagalan yon dahil ayuda hindi aangat ang buhay ng tao at papapogi lang ang kung sino man ang gustong pumogi at gumanda.
What about you, Monsour?
Actually, ayuda is very helpful. I've been watching the ayudas of Senator Nancy Binay to the Makati Zens. And most of them, well, not 100% of them are also happy to receive help from the government, from the national government. And it's from DSWD. So it's from a department of the national government helping the less fortunate brothers and sisters we have.
What
And-
about the
and-
involvement of Congress? If they were present in the distribution, do you see that as a form of
Well,
campaigning and
they can
someone
probably
has
just
called
show
it?
themselves for a while and just say, is everything okay here? But yung kung magbabad sila doon buong araw, parang hindi yata
Yeah,
maganda.
I think Congressman Neri has called it a form of vote buying.
Yeah, kinda, but it's, you know, it's help from the national government. Would you rather not give help because it's needed? But hindi lang siguro maganda kung magbabad ka doon buong araw. I mean, of course, if it's your office giving the help, maganda yung magpakita ka lang siguro sandali, everything okay, walang problema, the organizing committee is doing it well, the distribution is okay, walang nagkakagulo, and then just leave. That's it. You don't have to spend
Not
the whole
be
day
part
there.
of
Oo,
the
pag nandun ka buong
distribution.
araw, then there's a misinterpretation.
And confidential funds, do you think this should be allowed?
Only military, I think. Secret Service,
Yeah.
you know, security, national security. But
Everyone involved directly in intelligence gathering.
yes, only
What
that.
about you, Raymond?
Well, I believe if you can find a way to make it as transparent as possible, why not? Kasi kailangan ng tao yun.
All types of offices.
Siyempre, pag-aaralan yan, but all types as much as possible. I mean, let's see how much we can stretch that, how much ang pwedeng i-divulge sa tao. But I think the people should know. I believe, medyo general nga yung answer ko, pero siyempre, hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi dapat. I'm just saying, as much na maipakita natin ang tulong natin, ang pera galing sa gobyerno, kung saan natin ilalagay para sa tao, mas maganda, mas transparent.
Transparent, yeah.
Oo.
Sana
Both
po-
of you are well known nationally for your career in sports, Monsour, and also in acting, and you, Raymond, for being an actor not just here but also internationally. What sets you apart from other politicians? So can you share with us what your platform is for Makati and for Manila?
Age before beauty.
Ako, I would vote for Monsour because he's such a champion of the Filipino people.
Thank
He's
you, brother.
disciplined and he has a good heart and he really cares for
And what about you, Raymond? What sets you apart from the typical politicians, and what's your platform of
Well, a
governance?
typical politician. Kaya hindi ako nag-ambisyon, Attorney Karen, dahil ayoko matawag na politician. I have no choice now because I'm going to be called a politician kahit ano man ang gawin ko. But just because ang sa akin talaga, serbisyo. Alam kong narinig na ng marami yan eh. But me and my team really have something new to offer the Manila people. We have something new, pang matagalang solusyon. And
What
we
is
want to
that?
partner up. I'm sorry?
What is that? What type of solution are you offering?
Well, ang tagline kasi namin, level up Manila. Itaas mo ang pagkatao mo. Level up Manila. Ikaw ang maging inspirasyon ng katabi mo. It's very important to educate and guide the masses on their well-being, on their mental health. I think mental health is very important. I believe hanggat hindi natin na-answer, I want to say this is part of our cultural renewal program. Pag walang cultural renewal program, hindi makukwel at hindi titigil ang korupsyon dahil nag-uumpisa sa baba. Pag nabili ang boto, nabili ng pera, kasi ang boto, ang pondo, babawiin yan. Ang ginastos sa tao, sa kampanya, everyone knows this, babawiin yan later on. Ako wala akong pondo. Wala. Puso lang. Totoong puso at talino ang aking maibibigay. Ang nakikita ko, I'm gonna make it short, I'm sorry for keeping it long, is that kailangan meron tayong campaign to tackle the traumas of our people. Ang kahirapan nagdudulot ng trauma, mental trauma. So kung ako rin naghihirap, tatanggapin ko ng pera. Siyempre. Pero minsan, nakakalimutan nilang iboto yung tama. Ang tanong, meron bang tamang tumatakbo? E paano kung lahat ando na sa ganong linya ng politiko? Di ba? That is what set me apart. And gusto ko silang hamunin na maramdaman nila ako. Yun.
And what about you, Monsour?
What's the question again? I kind of was listening to him.
Well, what sets you apart from the other politicians and what's your platform of governance?
Well, number one, there are 4 major problems in Makati. When I speak to people, number one problem is the drug problem. The drugs that are prevalent in Makati City. Unemployment. Floods. When it rains, it floods. The drainage system is messed up. Traffic. Those are the top problems. And then, of course, I hear the sentiments of the people. They're not happy. They want changes. So, listening to them, stuff that makes their life hard now, which wasn't hard before. Senator Nancy Binay and myself have promised them that if we do make it and we represent Makati, all this we will address and this will all change. As far as my platforms are concerned, they go hand in hand with Senator Nancy Binay's platform. Of course, I'm her vice mayor. She's my mayor. So her foresight for the city will go hand in hand with my foresight. But I only ask 2 things from her. That if I do win, can I be the big boss of sports development in Makati? Because it's sad to see that Makati City has one of the biggest revenues when it comes to taxes in the entire country. And when it comes to sports, the Makati team is below all the other cities. And the children are not given importance. And the other one that I asked her was health. Take care of the senior citizens, take care of the kids. Because for you to perform in any function in society, you gotta be strong and healthy.
And healthy. Yeah.
I mean,
And
I'm a
really
senior
speak-
citizen
yeah.
and I can still
Wow.
kick ass.
Okay, you don't look like a senior citizen, so you're a good example, Monsour. And last question.
Not at all,
Let's say,
brother, not at all.
let's say Nancy doesn't win and you have Campos as mayor, who is your opponent right now, I mean, of your tandem. Will you be able to work well with a Mayor Campos?
Well, Attorney Karen, I doubt that he will win.
Okay.
I think
Very
Senator
confident.
Nancy Binay will be the next mayor of Makati City.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Monsour, and thank you, Raymond. It was really a pleasure to have both of you here, and good luck in the 2025
Thank you,
elections.
Attorney Karen,
Thank you, Attorney Karen.
for having us. Nice to see you, brother.
Monsour Del Rosario and Raymond Bagatsing have both fared well as actors in their showbiz careers. They plan to bring the same level of commitment and professionalism to public service if they make it in the 2025 elections. Be timely informed, be insightful of the news. Always stay at the forefront. Join us again on Monday for meaningful conversations that would help you form an objective personal opinion. This is Attorney Karen Jimeno. Thank you for spending your hour with us.